Well, the trial against former Illinois House Speaker Mike Madigan is nearing its end, sort of. The government may rest its case this week. Madigan is charged with federal racketeering and bribery. And joining me now is the man who wrote the book on Madigan, Chicago Tribune political reporter Ray Long, alongside me right now. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate it.
Always great to be with you.
So I know the prosecution is winding down, right?
Right.
And there's a couple people that may take the stand. Current state rep Bob Rita, maybe?
Bob Rita may come up. He came up for a couple of quick comments earlier in the trial, and then he mysteriously was pulled off, and we don't know exactly why yet, but he may come back for another 15 minutes. The prosecution suggested that. You're also possibly going to see Eddie Acevedo, who is a former rep, went to prison over a tax fraud case kind of related to this because he was put on a contract by Madigan's co-defendant Mike McLean and others, and he was also tied up with another lobbyist with AT&T. So it's complicated, but it's coming to a head.
There's also concerns about Acevedo's fitness, right, to actually render testimony.
Right, you're right on the mark there. There's been questions raised by his own attorney about his ability to handle questions and his fitness mentally to field them. So that is one thing that could raise even more questions down the line. If the trial doesn't go Madigan's way and he wants to appeal it, that might be grounds for the defense to jump in later for an appeal.
So, you know, you wrote a book on Michael Madigan, of course. You know, you have a lot more knowledge about him and his reign, if you will, than a lot of other regular people like me. Has any one thing or a couple things really surprised you from this trial?
He's been cold and calculated, sitting there coolly as usual. The big question, I think, is will he take the stand? And he may do that. You know, you and I have seen him under fire, and he can handle a lot of tough questions and keep a cool demeanor. So if they think that that is the best way to win, I would not be surprised if they surprised us all and came out and
well, I'll
put him
tell
on the
you,
stand.
I mean, even in my experience when I was on the political beat, honestly, he's a tough egg to crack.
Yeah, right,
you know?
right. He is a guy who can bring this aura of innocence even when he's done things that, you know, may raise questions or raise eyebrows. So now he's got a real big case against him. If he thinks that's going to benefit him to take the stand, he may be the model for somebody who could take the stand and really put up a good case.
Remember, and this is going back a bit, but when former Governor Rod Blagojevich took the stand in his own federal corruption trial, there are many analysts who believe that did not go well for him.
Yeah, especially in the second trial. He came up and the first question was, you're a convicted liar, right? And as a result, he had to say that he was right off the bat, and he was kind of shook from the rest of the way.
Yeah. And does it still look like the trial might go into early January, or could the prosecution wrap sooner than we think?
If they go fast and if the defense doesn't have anything, there's a minute chance that it could get done before Christmas, but I don't think that's the game plan right now. It looks like it's going to roll into early next year. That'll give the defense and the prosecution a chance to roll out their final arguments to the jury, and then the jury won't feel the pressure of Christmas and the holidays coming up to make a decision.
Well, that's a good point, and I'm sure they'll break for a bit over the holidays as well.
Right,
yeah.
They're going to take a week or so off.
Okay, all right. Well, Chicago Tribune's Ray Long, thanks so much for being here.
Always good.
We hope to have you back sometime in the near future to talk about the end of this case and maybe a verdict down the line too.
Yeah, we'll see, and I appreciate being here.
All right, Ray, thank you so much.